Twitter CEO Elon Musk has been promising another Twitter Files drop, this time focusing on Dr. Anthony Fauci. Musk responding to one Twitter user's post saying the so-called Fauci Files will drop sometime this week. While the social media CEO did not tease ahead to the content on Fauci he plans to expose, Musk has publicly questioned the doctor's COVID-19 guidance. Mediaite founding editor Colby with me right now. So not surprising that he is going to make these claims or reveal something about Fauci. He hinted at a Fauci fan club that was behind the scenes at Twitter before he took over as CEO. What are we going to learn from this?
That's a great question, and it's all speculation at this point. All we can do is sort of past his prologue and look at, sort of the way that the past 11 tranches of Twitter Files have been hyped and promoted, and really what came out of it. They've ended up being really a fascinating look inside Twitter and what became a pretty progressive sort of senior leadership and the way that they handled a lot of issues. And we're really kind of making up rules as they went along. And in their defense, I mean, they were dealing with things that there was no playbook. There's no social media information playbook for them to follow. I do think that one pattern here is that Elon Musk loves to hype this new big thing. And what comes out of it is a narrative that largely gets latched onto by conservative media, and then it gets ignored by sort of traditional or more progressive-leaning media. There's a lesson that I've taught my kids. Like, the key to happiness is to lower expectations, and he's kind of doing the opposite. He's like really saying, "This is going to be big. This is going to be big." Thus far, it hasn't really been big. I think this is one of those Rorschach tests where whatever comes out of it, if you are convinced that Fauci is a villain, you'll see evidence of that. And if the other is true also, if you see him sort of doing the best job that he could in a really difficult situation, and this is Elon Musk telling a story. So it will be fascinating to see how it comes out. I'm not sure I'm convinced yet that it will change a narrative moving forward.
It appears that he's looking to expose, though, how employees at Twitter seem to, as you said, make up their own rules, moderating user content, deciding who should have more play on the platform. With this specific focus on the pandemic and the 2020 election, what do you think Musk is trying to accomplish here?
Well, there's two things. The first is, I think you're exactly right. I think, it's easy. Hindsight's 2020. And you look back in March of 2020, and when this was breaking, we were all kind of freaked out and scared. There was concerns that this was going to lead to deaths of millions of Americans, and it did. We didn't know much about it. As we got more and more data, we realized that it was a different sort of thing than we thought at the beginning. I think Elon Musk is, I've said it before in the show, he's a bit of a carnival barker, right? He's doing his best to sort of unleash all this information to get people to talk about, him, Twitter, and also appeal to a conservative audience that had long sort of decided and agreed for good reason that Twitter was not a friendly place for them. And so he's really sort of, I think the goal of his is to put like open for business sign to conservatives who'd given up on Twitter, and maybe even appeal to those who want to move into electric cars. Conservatives haven't been big electric car vehicle buyers, and now Tesla looks a lot more appealing perhaps because of what Elon is doing. So I think there's a bit of showmanship. I think transparency is great. I think getting the information out there will behoove everyone. I'm a little skeptical that there's a bit of a narrative here over transparency. But I'll be reading them. I'll be checking them out.
Of course.
And I think a lot of people will also. So it'll be fascinating to see how it all unfolds.
All right. Colby from Mediaite. Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.